We're live. What's going on, everybody? You already know what it is. Welcome to Water Cooler Wednesday, highly unlikely. My name's Drew. I'm here with my co-host Raj.
What up, what up?
And welcome to the shit show. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Not bad, man. How are you?
Dude, I'm really horny about this new camera that just came out.
Yeah, I see your dick hard over there.
Dude, for those who are into cameras, it's the Sony A1. It just got released. This thing is absolutely fucking unreal, bro. So pumped on it. I mean, it's $8,000 and I'm never going to buy it, but fires me up at least.
Oh, whatever. Fuck you. You're obviously into that shit, but yeah, it's just like people are in the nice cars and the new Rolls Royce comes out or some shit, whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah, and the absolute that I am, 100% looking at
that.
cameras.
No, that's cool. It's cool to find like hobbies that you're really passionate about.
Thanks, man.
So, yeah. Whatever.
Thanks for supporting my I appreciate it.
It's all good, man. It's all good. What's going on with you? How you been?
Good, bro. What's going on? Okay, I have a question for you. And this is like totally random, but I was thinking about this yesterday at work and you weren't there, and I wanted to get your opinions on this. World's facing like an overpopulation problem, right? World's too small for all of us.
Someone from family from India.
Yeah. Oh, I'm saying this is near problems and dear to your heart. You'd exactly know what's up. Something that comes along with overpopulation is the amount of garbage that we produce, right? What are we going to do with that garbage? You know how there's like literally trash sent to like Thailand and stuff, and they literally
Malaysia
buy people's trash.
China used to do it, and they said no more, and then now we go to Malaysia, Vietnam, all these other places.
And they just push that shit out to sea. They don't give a fuck, right? You know, there's literally like an island of trash in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. I didn't know this, but I'm not surprised.
This thing is like 100 kilometers wide or something. Like, it's literally a raft because all the currents circulate the trash and it ends up in this one spot where it just kind of whirlpools and sits. Yeah, gotcha. It's right in the middle of the Pacific. Just like, it's like a country big. It's huge.
Crazy.
Why don't we just launch that shit into space?
Why don't we get those ocean guys that are giving out these bracelets? Why aren't they cleaning this shit up? You know those commercials?
Yeah, but listen to what I have a solution, bro. Launch them into fucking space.
How?
Rockets, bro. Elon Musk. Okay, think about this. Okay.
Get the fuck out of here.
Shut the fuck up and listen to me for a second.
Okay, go on.
We get a rocket, right?
Yeah.
And it's got like a big tractor trailer full of trash on it. And you just fucking... It's 100% environmentally friendly, 100% sustainable.
The Ridge in you is just fucking screaming out right now.
Space is infinite and limitless. Where's the garbage gonna go? Who gives a fuck?
Didn't Elon put a car up there?
Launch it into the sun.
Didn't Elon put a car up there?
I think so.
Yeah, like way long ago.
But what I'm saying
is,
first
Tesla or something.
Why are we fucking up our Earth when we can just launch it into space?
Yeah.
Okay, like actually think about it.
I am, and that's never happening.
Why not?
Are you actually thinking about this?
100%.
Okay.
You know how cars used to be like $200,000
I'm the one that
expensive?
smokes weed on the show here.
I know.
And you're talking like this.
Dude.
It's not adding up. It's something like
there's legitimacy to what I'm saying.
Don't know about that, but okay.
Cars used to be like $200,000 when they first came out, hella expensive. Elon is shooting rockets on the daily.
Yeah, but there's not.
He's gonna make them cheap.
A group of cars gathered in the Pacific that were shooting up into the space, bro.
Why not?
Oh my god.
Look, dude, Elon's gonna make rockets hella cheap. Or this was my other thought.
Hey, yo, we didn't start the show already, did we?
Yeah. Or my other thought was on the International Space Station, right?
Damn it, I didn't think this was recording. No.
You make like a vacuum.
Okay, we gotta move on.
Like a vacuum tube.
Sorry, people.
A vacuum tube like the size of a house, right? And then everybody just dumps their garbage and it just sucks and then shoots into space.
We gotta move on. We're losing ears as we speak.
Who's the guy who makes Dyson? Dyson can make one. He makes hella good vacuums.
You think I know the guy that makes Dyson?
His name's Dyson, right?
Probably Kevin Dyson.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right?
Dyson, he's the man for the job. All I'm saying is, why are we fucking up our Earth? Let's shoot it into the sun, stars, space. Who gives a fuck?
Yo, that guy shit's mad expensive too, Kevin Dyson.
Yeah, dude, all this stuff's really good.
My fan's like $600.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's like a hair dryer that girls use. That's nuts.
She got it.
Yo, you balling out, dude.
So
that thing's crazy.
Like 600 or so.
Yeah.
Like
okay, tell me how that's worth $600.
I can't say anything because I got like lots of dumb shit like shoes and shit. So what am I gonna say? Right? Everyone has their shit. If that's gonna be your shit, I guess so.
Shoes cool. You can collect, but you ain't gonna tell me that it's $600 worth of
like
functionality.
If you like it that much, then cool. That's how much I like sneakers or like I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I think it's dumb, but
$600 for a blow dryer, bro.
I can't be mad at it. You know, I can't. What am I gonna say? I spend money on dumb shit.
You haven't had my back this entire podcast. You know that? This entire podcast, you've been fucking hanging me out to dry, and I don't appreciate it.
Let's keep it going,
shit,
son.
Bro.
Let's keep it going.
I'm gonna shut down your shit all day. What about you? What's going on? That's been my week. Just thinking about space, trash.
Nothing, man. Absolutely nothing, bro. Fuck.
Yeah, that's fucking right. I've been saving the world. What you been doing? Fuck all.
Oh, I've been busy, son. But yeah, just sports, dog. Watching sports on the weekend. Taking care of the old man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's he doing?
Not bad, man. I'm
Good.
There before work, after work, weekends. You know how it is. So
You're being a good kid, man. That's what you gotta do.
So yeah, busy, but yeah, that's about it, man. Just a good weekend for sports. You got the football games and the fights.
You want to talk fights first?
Let's talk football first because I want to end something after the fights and I don't want to forget it. If you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Can we talk about how much of a moron Matt LaFleur is?
Well, I won't say he's a moron.
Bro, you were going in on him when we talked about it.
Well, no, I think he's a great coach, so I don't want to say he's a moron. That's why I won't say he's a moron.
But that's a terrible
The guy's
call.
like 26-6 his first 2 years. I think only Barry Switzer has more wins in history, so he's a good coach. He's going to definitely, yeah, he fucked up for sure. No doubt about it.
We're not talking about him as a coach. I'm saying that call specifically.
But that's not why they lost the game.
True, but how are you going to not take that shot?
You know, this is what it boils down to, pretty much. Anyways. Green Bay, 2 turnovers. Bucks got 14 points.
Bro, I'm trying to have spicy takes here, bro.
Bucks 3 turnovers. Green
You're
Bay
just
6
killing
points.
the vibe.
2 3-and-outs, bro.
You're right. Also, Aaron not running it on that third down.
Yeah, exactly.
Wide
that was
open.
before the 4th down play.
Wide open.
Also, that Scotty Miller touchdown in the last play of the first half. They had a chance to pick Tom Brady off, and the guy dropped it.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many chances for them to get back in it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I'm 1,000% in agreement of going for it because you do not give the ball back to Tom Brady.
No, sir.
I mean, you know, everyone knows about it now and whatnot. But I don't know, man. It was, I obviously picked the Packers.
We both did.
And I was wrong on the other game, too. So that was good.
Now, we both agree that the call is wrong. But I do understand his argument for both sides. I understand both sides of the argument. And for those that don't, the thought process was...
Oh, you essentially have 4 timeouts, right?
You have 4 timeouts. You're going to get them pinned deep back in their zone. Also,
that's
the Green Bay...
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. That's the thing. If you don't get it, they're pinned.
Yeah, both ways they're pinned.
So it's just like...
But if the entire second half of the game, Green Bay has been shutting down Tom Brady. They've been getting stops. And Aaron Rodgers had not been good in the red zone. He was 2 for 9. He had not been completing.
Bucks only had 52 yards of offense with 7 minutes to go in the fourth. So
exactly.
I don't mean to cut you off.
So,
just adding to your point.
Yeah, all the time, all your timeouts, you're going to pin them back, guaranteed points. You don't put the game on one throw. Plus, you've already been shutting down. You ride with momentum. I get his thought process, but it's Aaron Rodgers.
League
5
MVP.
yards. Like, you got to give it to him, dude. You have to.
If you don't trust Rodgers on that 4th down call,
who are you going to trust?
MVP, who the fuck do you trust?
Straight
exactly.
up.
So
100%.
You have Devontae Adams, who also dropped a touchdown earlier. This is what I'm saying. It wasn't this play. They dropped a 2-point conversion.
Nope, you're wrong. All Matt LaFleur, bro. He ruined the entire game.
So, I don't know, man. It was first of all, it was a great game.
Fuck yeah, it was.
You know, I know Green Bay was down 28-10 at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you know, like, credit to Tampa Bay's D. Rodgers sacked 5 times and hit 8 times.
Yep.
And they only blitz 32% of the time, which is down from the usual, like, 40% they usually do. Shaq Barrett had 3 sacks, 4 pressures.
He's such a monster,
JPP,
dude.
2 sacks, 4 pressures. Vita Vea came back and was a force up the middle. Devin White, 15 tackles, most ever for a Bucks player in a postseason game. Ndamukong Suh played good. And here's the thing. Packers now lost the NFC Championship game for the 4th time in the last 7 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't reached the Super Bowl since 2010, right?
Mm-hmm.
They won it that year as a wild card, I believe.
Yep.
Rodgers since then is 7-8 in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. There was a stat I saw too that Tom Brady now has as many NFC Championship game wins as Aaron Rodgers in his first year in the NFC.
Yeah, what is it like? It's his 21st year and his 14th conference championship game. Like,
it's so fucked, dude.
10th Super Bowl. Packers are 1-2 in the NFC Championship games when the opposing team has 3 or more picks. That's so crazy. You would think they would have fucking,
for sure,
dominated. One of them was Russell Wilson, 2014. He had 4 picks, and Packers lost.
That's crazy.
So yeah, Rodgers, 33 of 48 for 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. He had a QBR 1-1. Like, all the numbers look good, but he fell to 1-4 in conference championship games as a starting QB. Brady, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks on 3 straight drives, which he's actually done one time before, oddly enough. Brady, when he throws 3 picks, he's 3-1.
Which is crazy.
Like, what the fuck? Like, do you ever lose, dude? Like,
it's crazy.
Unreal, man.
You got to give Tom Brady some, like, real credit here. Like, I saw Colin Cowherd broke this down. I think it was today or yesterday that I saw. If you break Tom Brady's career into the first 10 years and the second 10 years,
yep,
the first 10 years are the best quarterback. If you look at the stats, are the best QB that's ever played in the league. 5 Super Bowls, 3 of them wins, an MVP, I think 8 conference championship games or something like that, which is the best of all time. The only QB to beat him is the next 10 years of his career, which is the same amount of Super Bowls, same amount of wins, more Pro Bowls, and then more playoff wins. So the best 2 QBs of all time are Tom Brady's first 10 years and second 10 years. That's
pretty crazy.
Crazy, dude.
That's nutty. Like, there's the argument too. Actually, we'll talk about it later. But when we break down the Brady versus Mahomes matchup, yeah, we'll talk about it later. Anyways, back to the game here. We were talking about not letting Rodgers go for it on 4th down.
Mm-hmm.
Before the Miller touchdown, they went for it on 4th and 3.
Mm-hmm.
He had Leonard Fournette. They got the first down, kept the drive going. Because it's Tom Brady, Bruce Arians is like, we're not going to kick it. Yo, take the keys.
Yep.
I don't know what more Aaron Rodgers has to do. But yeah, I don't know.
Think,
sorry, go on.
Just to like completely go in line with this, last year there was a little bit of drama between Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, drafting Jordan Love. It's basically saying like a fuck you, we're not going to get you weapons. And the beginning of last season, after they'd fired Mark McCarthy, it was Matt's rookie year. Yes, they did well, but there was tension between Tom and Matt. It would have been a thing all year long. Do you think Matt making that call, obviously, like, he has reasons to back it up, but you could go either way. Okay, we broke it down. It's Aaron Rodgers on 4th down. Go for it or don't. There's reasons on both sides. Do you think it's him being like, hey, fuck you, this is my team, I want to make my decision?
No, I know they got a real good relationship.
You don't think there's like splinters left over
from
last year?
I think they're cool. Like, even Aaron, we'll get to the interviews later, he was like talking a little sideways about, I don't know, my future holds. Like, fuck, we all know.
It wasn't my
You're
decision.
You're going to be in Green Bay next year.
Shut up,
we know,
dude.
right? But I get you're angry. Like, I think that's more of a shot to the management. Like, yo, are you going to ever start doing something for me?
Mm-hmm.
And he's earned it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you drafted Jordan Love, and he's not even the backup. He's not even that good. He's the 3rd stringer. And then you drafted a running back in the 2nd round who actually turned out to be pretty good.
And the wide receiver class last year was so deep. So deep. Can you imagine Justin Jefferson or CeeDee Lamb or some of these guys on the pack?
And we talked last week. They lost Bakhtiari, who was like one of the highest graded O linemen in the league.
I think he is the highest graded.
Yeah, I think he was. PFF graded him, I think, number 1 tackle. And like last week, you didn't see it because the Rams bring the pressure up the middle. Mm-hmm. When it came off the edges this week with Tampa Bay, they couldn't handle the edge pressure. Up the middle, they did fine. Packers center, I can't remember his name. Really good kid, really good player. Didn't make the Pro Bowl, but he's a Pro Bowl player. But they couldn't handle the edges with Shaq Barrett and JPP. So there was a big difference that way.
Mm-hmm.
And also too, when the Bucks had the ball there at the end, driving when they didn't go for it, Green Bay had that fucking penalty. The flag came so late.
Super late.
4 fucking steamboats late, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, was it a penalty? Yes. Okay, I'm not saying it wasn't. But if you watch that game, they did not call a lot of shit.
They were getting away with murder the entire game.
Murphy Bunting, 2 jersey grabs. Did not call it.
This is my thought.
No flags thrown at all in the first half.
And this is my thought with this. And this like goes to every sport, MMA, anything. You can be like on either side of the fence. You can be super anal and tight the entire game as a referee, or you can be loose and let the players play. I get both sides of the fence. My only rule is you have to be consistent.
For sure.
Start to finish. And you can't fluctuate.
No. It was like, and these people out here, they looking up the stats, obviously, and they're like, penalties for the regular season were down 17%. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it was quite a bit. Like offensive holding down almost 38%. Defensive holding down 31%. So obviously NFL is going to set records for offense.
Yep. It's more
exciting. They kind of
exciting.
want it that way.
100% they do.
You let the shit go in the game, and the most important call, you fucking do that. And it's just like, I don't know. With me, a Vikings fan, it's always FTP, fuck the pack. But I think they got fucked. Like, just in the sense where you're saying, like, we got to call it the same all the way through. And you clearly didn't do that.
I agree. That being said, there's a lot of reasons why they lost.
Not
just the call. Like I know I was saying it earlier. But it was more just me fucking around. There's a lot of reasons they lost.
I hate when you're talking about the refs after the game. It's never a good thing.
No, you look like such a bitch.
So now if we have to talk about the refs, they didn't do their job.
If you're a Saints fan, I get it.
Yeah, no lie.
That's the only exception to the rule. But everybody else, you can't do that, man.
So now, first time ever done, Super Bowl in Tampa Bay.
Hosting their own Super Bowl.
And they get to go play. Another fucking dope stat.
Can you imagine being in Tampa, how rowdy that's going to be?
They're going to allow 22,000 fans, 7,500 vaccinated healthcare workers. The stadium can hold 65,000. So
a third capacity. That's going to be bumping.
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to be fucking crazy. So the Bucks had a career. So out of the 4 professional sports leagues, baseball, basketball, football, hockey,
yep,
the Bucks had the worst career winning percentage of any franchises, 387.
Really?
When Tom Brady walked in the door.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. The Succaneers.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah, so
I would think the Bengals or the Browns had worse, or even the Jags.
And now he's like, another stat here, fucking dumb. Tom Brady's reached the Super Bowl in 10 of his 21 seasons, 48%. Meaning he's more likely to reach the Super Bowl than Steph Curry's to make a three-pointer at 43%. Yeah, how stupid is that? Like, get the fuck out of here right now.
Dude, he's more likely to probably make a Super Bowl than Shaq is to hit a free throw.
It was...
There's some crazy stats you can make with that.
So, I don't know, man.
Do you want to talk the Bills-KC game?
Yeah, let me... I want to get through a couple of interviews here. They talked to Matt LaFleur about...
I didn't see any of the post-game stuff, so what did he say?
The 4th down play.
It's the decision to kick the field goal there on 4th and 8, and do you regret that in hindsight?
Yeah, anytime it doesn't work out, you always regret it, right? But it was just the circumstances of having 3 shots and coming away with no yards. And knowing that you not only need the touchdown, but you need the 2-point. So the way I was looking at it was we essentially had 4 timeouts with the 2-minute warning. And, you know, we knew we needed to get a stop. And I thought we were going to have a stop there at the end, but, you know, we got called for the PI. And it didn't work out. So I think anytime something doesn't work out, do you regret it? Sure. But we're always going to be process driven here. And the way our defense was battling, the way our defense was playing, felt like it was the right decision to do. And it just didn't work out.
Do you get the thought process, and there's a reason why he did it. But yeah, I don't know.
Here's they talked to Tom Brady after the game about his defense.
It's a tough journey to get here. So to go on the road and win another road playoff game is just a great achievement.
Awesome.
And now home Super Bowl for the first time in NFL history, I think puts a lot of cool things in perspective. Anytime you're the first time doing something, it's usually a pretty good thing. So now we just got to go, have a great 2 weeks, prepare for whoever it is, and be ready to go.
We'll go to Greg Allman.
So obviously, Tom's happy as fuck to make it. Right?
Fuck yeah.
We talked about this. Everyone talks about the whole Belichick bullshit. Obviously, I'm happy for him, and like we talked about earlier today, I'm actually going for Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl.
You want them to win, or you think they're gonna win?
I think they're gonna win.
Really?
Everyone thinks I'm crazy. We'll talk later. Actually, I'm a little disappointed in you, and we'll bring this up later.
Why are you disappointed? Just say it now. Talk shit, bro. Fuck you.
I want to finish this interview, and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
This is Brady talking about him going for it on 4th down before halftime.
I like the call and was, I'm going to do whatever he asked me to do. And then, Byron dialed up a great play and we got behind the defense. We had a couple other opportunities too. So, it's just a great job by Scotty running a great route, getting open, and I just try to lay it out there for him to go grab it.
Like, you have a good team when you can throw 3 straight picks and your D holds them.
Mm-hmm.
To 2 3 and outs, and then they had the touchdown but missed the 2-pointer.
It's wild.
Yeah, they played. That defense is like really humming along, and they played earlier in the year. And that's when Rodgers was really shitty there, right through the 2 picks or whatnot. They came back and made it respectable in the end, but yeah, I don't know. I think Tampa Bay I think defensively, I think they're better than KC. Now, no one can keep up with Tyreek Hill. That's obviously going to be a problem.
Do we want to talk the Bills KC game before we go Super Bowl?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Why are you disappointed in me though? First, you fucker.
Huh?
Why are you disappointed in me?
Oh, because 2007, the Patriots, 18-0. Nobody thought the Giants were going to win.
No, of course not.
And Giants won.
Yeah.
You already forget about that, bro?
I
Get the
forget
fuck
about
out of
shit,
here,
bro.
Get the fuck out of here,
forget
man.
about shit.
Yeah,
how is this the same thing?
Get the fuck out of
How
here,
is this
man.
the same thing?
Man, come on, man. A little
Get
bit of
the
respect
fuck
here, bro.
out of here, bro.
No, I really think they have a good shot. I am in front. And like I said, everyone thinks I'm fucking crazy. But that's cool. I just don't like it when everyone in the world is on one team. I got a feeling. And like I said, I think their defense is playing at a high level right now. So we'll see what happens.
Bills KC.
Yeah, what did you think? Pretty boring after watching this game, to be honest. Like,
yeah, it was.
It was pretty anticlimactic. That's what I mean, I guess, right? It's pretty much a wrap.
It was pretty much a classic KC game. Go down early and then just rattle off 30 points.
They also played earlier in week 6. And here's the thing. Back then, Buffalo never blitzed one time. They played really soft coverage, did not want to give up the big play. Dared KC to run it, and KC did run it. And they had their best rushing game, I think, of the year. That
230 yards or something crazy.
Yeah, Edwards-Helaire had a $161 alone. Buffalo allowed 245 that game, actually. Most they've given up in a game all year. Also, Josh Allen, that game wasn't that good as well.
Nope.
14 of 27. Only 122 passing yards, 52% completion percentage, and a pick. So this game pretty much came down to red zone possessions. The Bills were 2 of 5, and the Chiefs were 5 of 6.
Dude, apart from obviously fumbling on the 1 yard line and the Chiefs, the Bills scoring a touchdown, they couldn't score.
Yeah, no.
They could not convert on a TD. They could not move the ball. It was really like poor performance. And I want to give not like point fingers, but be like, where was Stephon Diggs?
Well, I give KC doubled him every single time. So.
But like he did not do anything all game long.
Well, you get doubled every single time. You know,
Still,
it's it's pretty hard to catch balls out there, right?
But then where's the rest of Buffalo's offense, right? Like none of there's the one
I agree.
white-haired guy.
They don't have a running game.
Who's the white-haired guy? Kind of like
Cole
Julian
Beasley?
Edelman. Beasley. He had a good game.
He was
played
playing
well?
with a broken fibula.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
Shout out Cole Beasley.
yeah,
That guy's
no
a gangster.
disrespect to that guy.
That guy's a gangster.
Yeah, no, like this is the problem with the Bills. Kansas City is the only team in the league that doesn't need a run game. So Bills don't have a run game, and it bit him in the ass huge. Mm-hmm. Also, we gave Matt LaFleur shit about not going for it on fourth down. You cannot kick a field goal on 4th and 2 from the KC 2-yard line and 4th and 3 from the KC 8.
Nope.
We talked about the Browns last week. One of my points where you can't kick field goals and expect to beat KC, and the same thing with these guys. Like,
Straight up.
there's no way you're going to beat KC. You have to score 30-plus points, right? Now, Mahomes, stupid. Kelsey and Hill, stupid. Kelsey finished with 13 catches, $118, 2 touchdowns. Hill had 9 for $172. First duo in NFL history with consecutive games of 100 yards receiving in the postseason.
What's crazy to me, especially about, actually, I shouldn't even just say Tyreek Hill, but both those guys, is obviously they're great when they're targeted, but they make everything happen when they're off the ball. There's a specific fourth down play to end the game where Tyreek Hill's in motion, and almost all of during the regular season, all their fourth down and short situations was put Tyreek in motion, get him isolated, and the defender a step behind, and toss it to him for a couple yards. That was 90% of the time. They did the same thing, motioned Tyreek Hill around, and then bumped it to a different dude. I forget the guy's name. But like Tyreek Hill, even though the ball wasn't thrown to him, he made that play happen. Travis Kelce, same thing. When he's off the ball and he's blocking or he's chipping players, like he makes plays happen for other guys. Both those guys are so instrumental in that offense. It's crazy.
There's nobody in the league that can keep up with Tyreek Hill. Like, he's so ridiculous. Coming across the field he's pretty much like unguardable almost.
Yeah,
you know?
he straight up is.
Buffalo coming in this game, we knew it was going to be a problem. They gave up the most receptions of tight ends this year, and you're playing Travis Kelce. You know that's never going to end well.
It ain't going good.
And the defense, Chiefs defense came through too. They pressured Allen on 40% of his dropbacks, and that's the most pressures in a playoff game since ESPN began tracking pressures in 2009. So
Really?
yeah, they stepped up huge. Allen, I gotta say, like in the beginning, it looked like, I don't know if he was like a little too amped, but there was a lot of like high and wide throws. He was just like, and I get it if you were like a little, he needed, I think, he just looked like calm down a little bit.
Need to settle in.
Yeah, I think he was just like missing guys on easy throws. There were a couple of drops too.
I think, like you said, it's probably just nerves.
And
Obviously,
then-
making the championship game, that's huge for him. Especially the 2 seasons he had before where he
looked-
obviously wasn't playing close to this level.
He looked a little like last year at a lot of points. And
Yeah,
I didn't
you're
see
not
that
wrong.
at all this year until this game.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah, actually, now
this
that I
looked
think
like a
about
bit
it,
like last year, bro. You know,
Missing
so-
throws you shouldn't miss.
Yeah, he just looked rattled, and you didn't see that at all this year. So, and then you had the play at the end when he threw the ball in the guy's face. Remember?
Yeah.
You know? So obviously that's like just out of pure frustration. So I don't know. They were up 9-0. Looked like, hey, maybe something's going on here, but no. Mahomes like, we're gonna shut this shit down. As soon as they were up 9-0, Chiefs had 11 first downs. The Bills only had one more the rest of the half.
Mm-hmm.
So
KC reminds me a lot, I don't know if we talked about this, maybe we did, of the Warriors.
no, we didn't talk about this.
So when the Warriors had KD, during their first championship run, they were on the entire year. I think that was their 73. No, that was the 3-1 comeback. But the first year they won their chip, they were on the entire year. Every single year after that, during the regular season, they would just cruise. Because they knew they were going to win. And they literally would rest guys. During the regular season, they'd barely play, wouldn't go all out. And then in the postseason, flip that switch and come on.
I'm surprised. Like, I wasn't worried about the concussion, but the turf toe
Didn't
wasn't
look like
an
anything.
issue.
Didn't look like anything.
Apparently his toe was like black and purple.
Yep.
And I don't know what the fuck they did to it, but yeah, so he looked I thought the turf toe was going to be a bit of an issue, and it wasn't at all. So credit to him. Credit to Coach Reed.
I think it's smart too. Not resting, but like not going all out during the regular season. Because if you look at their last 8 games, like they lost some, they were in games that were close where they had no business being close. It was like the second half of the season, Andy Reid was like, yo, we're not going to give up our playbook. We're going to rest guys. We're going to experiment with some things. And then when we come into the playoffs, nobody knows our book. We're going to do a bunch of shit, break out stuff nobody's seen, and turn it on. Like, I don't think there's any other team in the league that can do that. And to be really honest with you, football is one of those sports that's like so not star-driven, where it's like it's a complete like team sport where you need all 11 guys to be
on. For sure. You need the whole team, for sure.
Where with KC, it feels like if there are a couple guys that they need to turn it on, it's over. If Tyreek and Kelsey are on and Mahomes is on and Andy Reid is on, they're going to fucking win.
You're talking about you might go down, Kelsey might go down when it's all done, all the records.
Yep.
Same with Mahomes. You arguably may have the best coach ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have a lot of things right on that team. Like, Mahomes inherited a lot right, like a lot good. So, and good on him for making the best of it. This is him talking after the game about how hard it was to get ready for the week.
Yeah, I think it's a tribute to the people that we have in this organization.
Fuck, he sounds like Kermit, bro.
First, the training staff, making sure that I got the right rehab in to be as close to 100% as I could be. And then the coaches, Coach Reed, Coach Bieniemy, Coach Kafka, with the game plan that we had, that we could attack the voids and their different defenses. And I think the guys around me stepped up. The offensive line played their tail off. The running backs, the receivers, tight ends, they all made plays happen. And so when you have that type of team effort from everybody in the building, we can't be stopped.
You ain't wrong.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he really ain't lying, Mm-hmm. It's almost unfair,
It really is.
Yeah, like you said, they can turn it on when they want to turn it on. This is him talking about when they were down 9-0.
Yeah, I just think we've dealt with adversity now. I think that's the biggest thing. We've dealt with every deficit you could possibly think of, it seems like. And so when I went and talked to those guys on the sideline, there was no one hanging their head. There was no one had any doubt. We knew that we were going to get on the field and make stuff happen and continue to battle. We knew our defense was going to make plays like they did all night. And we were able to fight one play at a time to get the lead and then hold on to it.
You didn't hold on to it. You ran away with it, bro.
Like, remember, like, we talked last year in the playoffs, down every fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
Double digits. They were down. What was it? 10 minutes to go in the Super Bowl. They were down 10 points.
Dude, it's like the Warriors' first half of games when KD was on. They wouldn't play, and then in the third quarter, you knew they were coming hard, and they would pull away from everybody in the third, dude, because they're finally like, okay, fuck, we actually got to play. Same thing with this. You go down early, okay, fuck, we actually got to play, and it's over. It's crazy to watch, man. So wild.
Here's Josh Allen after the game.
Hats off to them. It's a heck of a team. They had a heck of a game plan going into it. We didn't execute. I didn't execute how I should have. I didn't perform well enough for this team. And when you're going against the reigning Super Bowl champs who are 15-1 and the number 1 seed at Arrowhead, and you don't have your A game, you're not going to win the game. And that's what it was. Just got.
So I mean, he knows he had a shit game. What are you gonna say, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the way that team is built, they're actually super lucky that Brian Daboll didn't get hired.
Mm-hmm.
So another year back with the Buffalo, I think they'll be
right back there to next year.
So
no problem.
Now, so we got obviously Brady and Mahomes.
Yep. This is the
5th time going meeting in 3 years.
Yeah, and this is like current GOAT and potential future GOAT battle, which is super dope.
For sure it is.
There's so many stories in this matchup. It's crazy.
Brady won the first 2 matchups.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the last New England game, the big game that they won was there's your Super Bowl matchup.
Big over logo. Yeah, straight up.
Last big New England win was the D Ford offside where Brady threw the pick, but it was offside, and then they won the game in overtime.
Yeah. That was a classic game.
So yeah, no, it's this is okay. This is fucking ridiculous here. So like, I'm gonna read this to you, and then you're gonna be like, I still can't believe you're not picking him. So, Pat Mahomes, before his 26th birthday, has been to more Super Bowls than Aaron Rodgers, Dan Marino, Drew Brees, and Steve Young, right? Mm-hmm. He's been in the Super Bowl twice before he lost a single 2-score game. So that means never lost a game by more than 8 points before going to a second Super Bowl.
That's fucking wild.
Okay? The last time Pat Mahomes lost by more than one possession, November 19th, 2016 versus Iowa State.
For 5 years?
You know what I'm saying? Like, versus the Blitz, 97 QBR.
That's so fucked.
And for those who don't know, it's measured out of 100. So since he threw his second interception in the last Super Bowl, he's been on the field for 19 drives in the playoffs, right? Mm-hmm. Those 19 drives, 10 touchdowns, 5 field goals, 3 kneel downs, 1 punt, and 0 turnovers.
1 punt. That is fucking crazy.
When Brady won his first Super Bowl, Mahomes was 6 years old.
Dude.
How fucking weird does that sound, bro?
Yeah, no shit.
And Brady now has an 8-1 record in the postseason against league MVPs. You want to talk a killer, bro? Okay, that Rams team the first year, those are all All-Stars. You know how many guys are in the fucking Hall of Fame? Mm-hmm. Kurt Warner, Isaac Bruce, like Orlando Pace. No business beating them, right? Beaten Manning, McNair, Tomlinson. He's beaten Matt Ryan, Mahomes, Rodgers. Like, guy slays people. He's beaten 5 number 1 seeds on the road. So, I don't know. Like, it sounds wild that I'm picking Tampa Bay.
I'm going to say, tell me why you think Tampa Bay is going to win.
Okay. Come game time, Kansas City, 4 offensive linemen out. Okay?
They're already confirmed they're going to be out?
Confirmed.
2 weeks
We had Eric Fisher, who tore his Achilles in this game right at the end. 100%. And then more specifically, both tackles won't be there. And Shaq Barrett and JPP just feasted on Aaron Rodgers. Okay? So there's one rule. Now, we talked about how shitty the Bucks were when they played earlier in the year, right? Mm-hmm. That was the first quarter of the game. That was when Tyreek had 203 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like, ridiculous. Yep. Game was fucking over, right?
Yep.
So, second half, they held Mahomes to 103 yards, right? Not bad. They changed their defense. They were playing Tyreek single coverage. Ridiculous, so I don't know why you would do that. Another thing, over the last 6 games, Bucks have averaged 36 a game. You need to score high if you want a chance to beat the Chiefs. These guys are proving they can do it. They beat Washington, who had the number 2 yards allowed defense, beat New Orleans, who had the number 4 yards allowed defense, and beat Green Bay, who had the number 9 yards allowed defense. I just think after all these years, am I really going to bet against Tom Brady? And maybe it's because we're both fucking old. I don't know. You know, we're both old as dirt. Sure. You know what I mean? But I just don't think it's going to go as everyone think it's going to go, man.
I'm going to give...
Bucks have the players to hang in there with them easily, I think.
I'm going to feed you your own stat right back at you.
Go ahead.
Patrick Mahomes has a 97 QBR against the Blitz.
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes is going to shred apart the back end of that defense. Okay. Yes, they have one of the best front fours in the league, the best front sevens in the league, because those linebackers are insane on Tampa Bay. But when you got Tyreek and you got Travis Kelce, you can double one, the other one's getting singled. Like, I don't see how Tom Brady can compete. Like, You want to put $20? We're putting $20 on it, right?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
100%. I think I also owe you money for the Dustin fight too. But
the Chiefs are a 3.5 favorite, and the over/under is 57.5. That's what the line opened up right after the game.
I think that,
and I don't think it's going to change much.
That over/under I think is low. I'd bet the over on that all day long.
See, this is another thing. I don't know if I would bet the over.
Really? We just said we both need 30 points to beat the Chiefs, and you think the Bucks are going to score.
Weirder shit has happened, man. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. But yeah, I'm riding with the Bucks. I'm like the only guy that I know. And like, here's a fucking fucked up thing. In week 12, when the Bucks lost 2 straight games and dropped to 7-5 entering the bye week,
yeah,
Tony Romo said that these two would be playing in the Super Bowl.
Tony Romo said that?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going all the way back, I said the Bucks are going to be in the Super Bowl, but it's not a big deal.
Oh, did you? I don't remember.
At the beginning of the season, I said Baltimore and the Bucks.
Oh, I didn't remember.
Now, that being said, I had zero faith in them this past weekend, but still.
So yeah, it's gonna be 2 weeks to get ready. I guess it's gonna be fucking awesome.
Okay, we have some bets to square up here, bro.
Yeah. To do it.
So there was a $10 bet that we had bet during the season that Kansas City beats the Bills, which I won.
Okay.
There was another $10 bet where I said Lil Wayne isn't going to do time, which I've won.
Oh, Trump, you got him.
Yeah, so that's $20 you owe me, but I said Connor's going to beat Dustin for $20.
Okay.
So we're square. Like completely 0-0 square.
Trump, you fucked me, you bastard.
That's my boy, bro. Ride or die, that's my guy.
Oh, fuck. You want to get to these fights or what?
Yeah, okay, there's like a lot I want to talk about with this. What was your biggest takeaway from the Conor fight?
Biggest takeaway is you can't be inactive. You can't just dip your fucking toe in the pool, bro. You cannot come and fight. Okay, Poirier in his prime. McGregor not in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
You can't come challenge these guys.
After this fight, 2 rounds in 4 years. That's all Conor's
fought. Exactly what I'm saying. So that's largely why I picked Poirier. Now, don't get me wrong. I wasn't like super confident either. I was like talking to my bro about it. I'm just like, I watched a lot of Conor fights before this fight, and I'm just like, the thing Conor does the best, he makes fighters fight at his distance. Mm-hmm. It's fucking nutty. Like, Alvarez had no chance. Just go down the line. Like, anyways, like, it's fucking beautiful to watch. And then obviously everyone knows the power in the left hand, right?
Yep.
Poirier, like I said, in his prime, his boxing's fucking sublime. Knockout power, everyone knows. And then those kicks were a game changer.
And this is my biggest...
Conor couldn't check him properly.
Dude, this was my biggest... So there's like 2 things that I took away. This is the first one. You are going up against the best guy in the division apart from Khabib, in my opinion. And I think that's pretty well established. Dustin is the best fighter, and he'd be the champ if it wasn't for Khabib. Every single fucking fighter in the UFC now throws the low calf kick. How do you go into that fight as Conor and not know how to properly check it? Like, that should be like 101 basics.
Yeah.
Yes, he has a wide stance, and I got a clip from Dustin saying specifically, he's like, we recognize Conor as a wide stance. We didn't think he'd be able to check it. I don't care if you have a wide stance. You need to learn how to properly check kicks at the top of the UFC. That is like the most widely used thing in the UFC right now.
Yeah, all you had to do too was just turn it a little bit more.
A little bit.
That's it. You know?
Because it wasn't like because he was trying to check them, but he was checking them incorrectly. Like, that was it was a technique thing. Like, how do you not know how to do it? And the second takeaway I had was, to me, Conor looked nervous walking to the cage. And the moment that it like clicked for me, I was like, he looked a little off. He looked okay. And then, you know how during his fight with Jose Aldo, right? He's all getting fired up. Then as soon as Bruce Buffer like introduces him, he like does his like walk out, spread arms, right? And he's like this.
Yeah, right,
super dope pick before his knockout. This fight, you could tell he was at the cage and he was just like waiting for Bruce Buffer to say it, and then he was like, okay, now you're announcing it. And he came out and did it, and he looked like he was trying to recreate magic. Not like the magic's there. He's trying to recreate that feeling. And I was like, yo, you're trying way too hard. Like, you're not in this.
Dustin did say that he did, if he would have followed up on one of his... He did get rocked one time.
He did.
But didn't get followed up. Conor didn't follow up on it. But Yo, shouts out to Dustin, biggest win of his career.
For sure.
Deserves it. He's been through the gauntlet, and all he needs is just the belt to cement his career. But
100%.
Yeah, no.
And like, as much as we're shitting on Conor for the reasons why he lost.
Oh, I love Conor. That's the thing,
dude. For the reason, as much as we're shitting on him, he was landing in that first round. Like, if Conor knew how to check that kick properly, it's a different fight.
For sure.
Because by the second round, he was catching those kicks and he was landing on Dustin, and you could tell, like you said, Conor establishes range better than anyone in the UFC. And that's what I thought, was he was going to establish range and not allow Dustin to get in close, right? But I think because Conor's like done boxing so much, obviously his fight with Floyd, you could tell he trains a lot in boxing. He's gotten away from throwing kicks. He did that one spinning kick, but apart from that, he didn't really throw many kicks. And so he allowed Dustin to come in.
That's another thing. All his old fights, he threw a lot of kicks.
Tons. He didn't throw any. Yeah. And it was super weird because I was expecting that, right? But he tries to get in close with Dustin. And Dustin, like, for me, what separated these two, because obviously Conor was landing, Dustin was landing. Dustin is a very cerebral fighter. And a lot of people don't think of him like that. But he had an unreal game plan. No one expected him to shoot in the first round. And the first thing he does, they square up a little bit, and Dustin shoots. And it completely caught Conor off guard. It caught me off guard as well. I'm like, Dustin's one of the best boxers in the UFC. He's going to bang with Conor. This is what we want. This is going to be a sick fight. And he specifically just threw, shot the shot, put him on his ass, just to put that in the back of Conor's head.
Right.
He completely threw Conor off his game and then throwing low kicks. Take the shot, throw low kicks. And it was such like a masterclass in game plan and preparation. I got a clip I want to show you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where like, you realize, oh, like, this isn't by accident. Like, Dustin's thinking all these things. And Conor, to me, looked unprepared for this fight. So this is an interview. I'm not sure who with, because it's on TikTok, but this is Dustin talking about the fight.
Okay.
Maybe I should ask Mike this, but why did he think calf kicks were going to be such a key against Conor?
Mike, why did you think calf kicks were going to be such a key against it? I kick hard in Conor's wide stance. We thought it would be hard to check. And I started kicking through his check because he wasn't checking correctly. It was still the muscle part of his calf. He wasn't turning his shin all the way outward, so it wasn't shin to shin. Even when he checked, he was getting the bad part of the kick. And I know from experience, I've been crippled with those kicks from Jim Miller. I've been hurt with them a few times. The swelling in your calf, it has nowhere to go. It's not like a thigh where it can spread out all over. That's when you have compartment syndrome. The swelling gets stuck in pockets, and it's so painful.
So, like, Dustin is, like I said, one of the best fighters in the UFC, on top of having a stellar game plan and understanding what he's supposed to do.
Oh, for sure.
And Conor just didn't. He didn't establish range. He let Dustin do what he wanted to do, and that was it.
Oh, yeah, lesson learned. This is Conor after the fight on his emotions and the leg kicks that we talked about.
Conor, clearly, I'm sure frustrated with the result, not what you're hoping for, but what are the emotions like for you right now?
Yeah, it's heartbreaking, John. You know, it's hard to take. Just the highest highs and the lowest lows in this game. My leg is completely dead. And even though I felt like I was checking them, it was just sinking into the front, the muscle at the front of the leg, and it was badly compromised. And it's like an American football in my suit at the minute. So, you know, it is what it is. Dustin fought a hell of a fight. Engaged in the takedown attempt. I thought I'd done well. I got up, turned him. I was in my head thinking in that second round, get in, just tie up now. I felt all right in the clinch with him. I was better than him in the clinch. But too little, too late. The leg was compromised, and I didn't adjust. And that's it. Fair play to Dustin. Very happy for him. Very happy that I got to compete in these times and come back my 11th UFC main event. And
so, you know, he makes no excuses,
which is
you
good.
know what I mean? For sure, you know. And really, you can't. Like, you clearly lost to a better fighter, and sometimes at the end of the day, that's what it is. And yo, fighting's like, that's what fighting is. You're not gonna be the guy every single night, and it's a fine line between winning and losing. You know what I'm saying?
Especially at the top level.
So they asked him after who he wanted next. This is what he had to say.
That's it. Styles make fights. There's many great stylistic matchups out there. Myself and Dustin are 1-on-1. Myself and Nate are 1-on-1. You know, there's many good matchups for me, and I'll adopt a different approach for the trilogy, I feel, with Dustin, because, you know, that those leg kicks are not to be messed with, you know what I mean? That calf kick, the low calf kick, I've never experienced that, and it was a good one. So it's not that I haven't got the style in me to switch it up and keep that at bay. And I've a lot more weapons. I didn't get the show. It wasn't my night. It wasn't a great night, but again, no excuses. Hats off, and you know, regroup and pick myself up. I look forward to going back now, seeing the kids, and just taking the licks, man. It's a bastard of a game. It is what it is. I there's not a mark on my face. I wasn't rattled with anything. It's just I had no leg, and fair fucking play to him. He fought well, and yeah, I look forward to watching it back.
So,
the man's leg got chewed up.
Yeah. He's like said it's like the size of American football inside his suit pants. So, and like we said, you land 2 of those.
Turn your mic up.
Oh shit! Sorry. You land 2 of those, and
it's over.
Yeah, you're badly compromised.
It's straight up over.
So,
but like that pisses me off though. What do you mean you've never seen that? How have you not gone through that in sparring, in train? Like that blows my mind. Like how could you have not prepared for that, man?
Did you see the Khabib comments after?
Yeah.
So here's Conor replying to the Khabib comments.
Do we want to read the Khabib comments quickly?
The guy, I got the reporter saying it here.
Okay.
This is what he wrote. He goes, "This is what happened when you change your team, leaving the sparring partners who made you a champion and sparring with little kids far away from reality." Do you have a response to that at all?
My team has been the team since day one. I've not changed any team. It is what it is, you know. Respect the athletes, and that's the character of the man for sure, behind the mask. And whatever, what's he want to do? Does he want to come back or no? Because he's not throwing no leg kicks. You know what I mean? I got up off Dustin. I got up off the ground against Dustin. I torn Dustin. You know what I mean? Look at little pockets of that sequence where he's fights. Like I said, styles make fights. Every fight is a different fight. That's why all this prestige and all that people try and like hold on to. I don't hold on to that. You know what I mean? Whether someone has multiple wins or multiple losses. You know what I mean? Every fight between every man is different. And that's it. Dustin's style just played into it today, and he got, you know, he has the durability, he has experience, and he has that leg kick now in his arsenal, and I'll let Justin keep going. So, but if he wants to have his disrespectful comments, come back and let's go again, man. You know what I mean? I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So
Dana did say it's not.
That's fighting talk. So if he's not, you know what I mean? If you're coming back, come back. You try and do it. You know what I mean? So that's that.
But also, he did do it. He beat the shit out of Dustin. So yeah, watch him a little bit.
And like, my opinion, I've said it before. I don't think Khabib comes back. What's your thoughts on that?
So there's 2 things now. There's 2 thoughts to this. One, I thought if Conor loses this fight, there's not really a reason for Khabib to come back. If Conor, say he beat the fuck out of Dustin and he beat his next guy, starts shit talking again, there's a reason for Khabib to come back.
So they asked Dustin after where this ranks in his career. This is what he had to say. This is what he had to say.
It's definitely, it's up there. Beating Max, getting that interim belt, knocking out Conor on a pay-per-view main event. It's up there for sure. I'm happy, man.
All the discussion kind of coming into this was like about your mental check, and was it going to be a difficult mental battle versus necessarily just, tactics and that sort of things. Was this a tough mental test to get in there that first minute and put all that behind?
I wasn't even thinking about the first fight, honestly. But every fight's a mental test. This stuff is scary, and you have anxiety in the locker room and the week of the fight. More so this one, man. Like training camp, all that stuff, it gets blocked out. That's all noise to me. But this freaking thing, dude, I'm sitting in a hotel for 2 weeks on Fight Island with nothing to do but think about the fight. It's but like Conor said, I've got a lot of experience in this game, and like I've said, I just don't care anymore what anyone thinks. So it's whatever.
Yeah, well, Conor's on a yacht balling his fucking ass off.
That was the huge play right there. Obviously, was Conor played that real well on Getting the Yacht. Like,
bro,
he's stewing in his fucking
room. And he wakes up in the morning, looks out his window, and sees Conor's fucking yacht. You know what I mean? Like, that's the biggest fuck you in the world, bro.
So,
I want to talk real quickly.
Oh, talk, buddy.
About their.
I won't silence you, bro.
About you silenced my garbage into space idea pretty fucking quick. Where do you see the futures of these guys go? Because I've heard some real mixed opinions on what Conor should do next, and where the division should go. So I wanted to know what you thought, and I'll tell you what I think.
I got the answer to that question. They asked Dustin that question after the fight. This is what his
You're locked and loaded with these interviews.
We'll see. I'm not. Dude, I got so many ass whippings left to hand out. I feel like I'm just hitting my prime, right? And just putting everything together. My body and my mind are finally on the same wavelength, and just turned 32 this week. We'll see what happens, man. I don't know. Only part I liked was the fight this whole last 2 weeks. So I don't know if that answers a question or draws more questions, but I didn't enjoy the process these last 2 weeks. The only part I liked was fighting.
So here's the thing. They asked about Chandler.
Mm-hmm.
No fucking way, he says. I'm not even going to entertain that.
We got to talk Chandler after this, too.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, here. What do you think? What do you want to see out of him next? Like, honestly, I'll give me the trilogy, to be honest.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, Dana came out, and I have it too here, but he came out and said something about this being like top 2 pay-per-view of all time, bro.
Really?
So if those are the numbers that you're getting,
run it back, I guess.
Because why wouldn't you?
My thought with this is like, especially like Dustin, sky's the limit. Obviously, you can beat anybody in that division apart from Khabib. You're fighting for the belt next. Arguably, you should have fought for the belt this fight. With Conor, it's more the question for me. Like, you got to be real careful here because as of right now, going into this fight, like, you're one of the GOATs. Not in terms of like complete body work, but like when you talk about people in MMA who like are some of the greatest of all time, Conor's right up there. Argument could be made from Mount Rushmore. But if he goes into his next fight, sorry to cut you off,
no, go ahead,
and loses, that really can fuck with his legacy.
He's still going to be the biggest draw, hands down.
The biggest draw, but he's no longer one of the best to ever actually fight. So you got to be really careful if you're Conor about what you're wanting to do next. For me, there's a real case for retirement.
No way.
Because this
not
is
for me.
But listen to this though.
Nope, not listening. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
You never do. Before this fight, it came out after this fight, it came out that before this fight, the Pacquiao fight with Conor McGregor was pretty much inked. And there had been very, very serious talk. Teams had talked between Logan or Jake Pauls, whoever called him out, and Conor, and that Conor was seriously considering the fight. However, the Pacquiao fight specifically was basically Conor had to win this Dustin fight if he was going to fight Pacquiao. So right off the rip, he just lost $50 million. And he took a hit to his status of GOAT. If he loses again to Dustin or Nate Diaz or whoever the fuck it is, he's going to potentially lose the Jake Paul fight. He's going to potentially lose his legacy. Now, if you're Conor McGregor, you're worth over $100 million a year. He reportedly made like $10 million a year just in promotional activities. People paid him to show up at places. He just made $10 million alone.
Probably
just
even
off
more
of that.
than 10.
You know, just that one specific thing, let alone all his alcohol sales and all his other shit. So, like, if you're Conor McGregor, why are you doing this anymore?
Especially, he loves it.
But this is the thing, is like, after the fight ended, there was another interview where he's like, I don't feel that bad about this.
Yeah.
Like, this loss doesn't bother me. To me, like, if you're not, we've talked about it over and over and over again. If you're not completely all in on this, you shouldn't be in it at all. And, like, Conor's got a family. He's got a daughter. He's got a wife, kids. Life set. Like, how are you going to get your head caved in? And to me, if him and Dustin fight again, I got to take Dustin. And I don't really want to see him fight anybody else apart from Dustin.
Okay, let me answer your question because I'm going to forget them all.
Yes.
Or your comments. Manny Pacquiao, that fight to me still happens because the only person on earth that spends money faster than McGregor is Manny Pacquiao. Guy's steady broke all the time. I could see that fight happening regardless. He will never fight Jake or Logan Paul. That's a fucking joke. That's not even on his radar, in my opinion. Like, the guy's a fucking ant to Conor McGregor.
He would make millions for beating his ass.
Yo, he makes hundreds of millions or $100 million on his whiskey. You think he's worried about Jake or Logan Paul?
But then why come back to the UFC? You can make the same
Well,
argument.
that's different. That's the best of the best. That's not Jake and Logan Paul.
But it's not even close to the same amount of money.
I
Oh,
think
sorry. You're saying that he cares more about actual fighting than the money.
Yeah, he's not gonna fight these chumps, man. These guys are fucking. These are like. This is like him fighting those backyard YouTubers. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Okay, counter argument to this though.
You know,
because apparently when he came back, he was asking to fight Diego Sanchez, who's not even a top 10 ranked guy. Conor wanted a warm up fight before Dustin Poirier.
I think Conor comes out and is a lot more active going forward.
So you think he does like? You think he does?
Nice
like,
catch, bro.
Thank you. But yeah, Tony, I'm a fucking Jaguar. We were talking about it at work today. I've got cat speed, baby. So you think he's actually gonna like stick around and be active?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
And everyone's. I've heard this shit too. Like, oh, it didn't bother Conor. This is a different Conor. Like, I speak from experience, man. I'm not the fucking same man as I was when I was 25 nor 35. Everyone evolves. If you do not evolve as a human
old and
being,
shriveled up, bro.
If you do not evolve as a human being, there's something seriously wrong with you.
100%.
If Conor is still chucking dollies into buses right now, I would have a real problem. Like 100%. You said, he has a family, he has a kid. He's matured, he's growing up. He's not punching old guys out at the bar for not drinking his whiskey. People change. And for the people that say he's got too much money, so therefore he can't be a successful fighter. De La Hoya never would have been successful. Evander Holyfield never would have been successful. Mike Tyson never would have been successful. So I don't buy into that. It's all in the mentality. And I think he, more than anything, more than the money, I think he wants to leave the legacy. So in my opinion, I think he gets active and we see the trilogy.
I hope you're right. I hope he comes back harder than ever. I hope he runs through a couple guys and kicks ass and he's back to the old Conor we know. For me, though, I agree that he's evolved, and I think he's evolved to a point where he's in there and he's like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, look at all the other stuff I have. Like, he's evolved to the point where this doesn't matter to him as much anymore, at least it's my perspective. And, like, if I'm Conor, like, you pull up on a yacht, you have wife, kids, you make so much money doing other shit. Like, why are you getting punched in the face? I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I really do, because there's fucking nothing like a Conor fight, bro.
For
I
sure.
was so pumped this entire week.
Yeah.
All weekend, fucking every single one of, like, my friends, people I know, people who aren't even into MMA are hitting me up. What's your opinion on the fight? What do you think is going to happen? Like, it's fucking dope.
Yo, how many parlay bets got fucked when Conor lost? You know, he got parlayed into the football bets. So everyone got fucked Saturday night on every football bet, bro.
The Pac and Conor lost, bro.
So they asked Poirier after the fight if he's done enough in his career. This is what he had to say.
Come on, bro.
It's not playing now.
That shitty Wi-Fi. Refresh that bitch.
Hey, man. Okay, well, I don't know why it's not playing. So.
What do you say?
Well, I can't even tell you now, bro. I don't know why it's not playing. But anyways,
okay. I think this guy's.
He basically says that he wants the belt.
Fuck yeah, he deserves a belt.
So we see what happens. Like you said, we'll talk about the Chandler.
Let's do that right now. This is a guy who then now he potentially he could fight for the belt against.
So straight up, I ain't gonna lie, I gave him no respect.
Same.
Okay, I thought he was good outside UFC,
yep.
Right? You're not gonna do that coming inside, especially Dan Hooker. Dude, this is my thought process.
Dude, last week we pulled
100% wrong.
100%. Dude, last week we spent 20 minutes going through their records saying how Chandler's going to get his ass kicked.
So, man, like,
we were so off, bro. Like, so fucking off on the shit.
And like a lot of people were saying too, afterwards that the way Hooker threw his gloves into the ring, that he looked like people that throw their gloves into the ring like that,
they're going to retire. Oh, I didn't see that at all.
I didn't see it either, but this is what I hear afterwards. So I don't know if that's true or not, but
I hope not. But he's had, 2 losses in a row now? So it's tough.
Yeah, it's definitely tough.
Because you got a long road
and
back.
he's been in some Paul Felder war, Poirier war.
Dude, every fight's a war with him.
So,
I got a question for you. I think this is the most impressive UFC debut of all time. You're really jibbing over this shit.
Yeah, my computer's like frozen.
You even hear what I say?
The most what UFC of all time? Sorry.
This is the most impressive UFC debut of all time. I think to come in unproven against a top 5-6 guy in the UFC in the most competitive division of all time.
I know Conor knocked out the first few, right? But not a Dan.
But not
Hooker
against
level.
Dan Hooker, bro.
I'm just trying to think. My memory sucks. So probably for sure. Like,
dude,
that was impressive.
Within
bro.
2 minutes, he is built like a brick shithouse. That man is so thick.
And here's the thing, too. He's 34, so he's got to get it done now.
Now.
So he called out Conor and everybody. Super cheesy. First of all, you're not getting any of those guys. I get why you're doing it because you're 34. So he needs to do it now.
But he's gonna get one of those guys. He's gonna get either.
I don't think off the bat.
Okay, well then who else is he gonna fight? There's top 5.
Oliveira. How about you give him that guy
what I'm saying.
first?
So but Oliveira is right up there with Conor.
But you're not getting
Dustin.
Conor, Poirier, or Khabib.
Of course not. So, but one more fight and then he gets those guys for sure.
Sure, but I'm taking Oliveira. All day. That guy's so hot, bro.
Dude, see, my first reaction is fuck yeah, Oliveira. But then I'm thinking about last week and how we got railed saying that Michael Chandler was going to get walked through. Like, he looks so good. You know who he reminded me of more than anybody? He fought identically to Alexander Volkanovski. The same game plan that Volk had against Max Holloway was get in, brawl, get in his face, not allow him to establish range. He did the exact same thing. Cracked him and finished it.
Fucking, he was stunned too, eh?
Dude, he was out of it, bro.
So, I don't want this.
That thing to be frozen?
Yeah, because I want to end on something fucking. God damn it.
You can't refresh shit? Let me try.
Yeah, I was going to try and restart it, but it's not even restarting. Hang on.
It's whack.
You got something else you want to talk about? I'm trying to save this here, so ramble about something for a couple minutes.
Was there anything else about the fight that you wanted to talk about? That should be talked about. Like, Mike Chandler looks super impressive. I think next is either Tony Ferguson, Charles Oliveira, or Justin Gaethje.
Oh, we back, nigga.
I think any of those fights are sick. I think he's got a wicked chance against Justin Gaethje specifically because they both know how to stand and bag. And I'd wager that he's a better wrestler than Justin because Justin doesn't use his wrestling at all. Oliveira, I think you're right. I think he gets clapped, just taken to the ground and mauled. But he's super exciting. One thing, though, I don't like is don't do the backflip off the cage. It looks sick, but, like, do not blow your shit out because you're celebrating. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Like, he's, 10 feet in the air to canvas? Like, you're going to fuck your shit doing that. Like, so please don't hurt yourself.
And we've seen it. What was
Johnny Walker, bro?
Yeah, we've seen it, bro.
This is the thing, though. At least you're doing a wide open, laid out backflip and you look sick. You ain't doing the fucking worm, bro.
Yeah. Real
That's
talk.
so weak, dude.
Real talk.
Like, ugh.
So, sadly, this is the 1-year anniversary of Kobe's passing. And I just wanted to end on this note here. This was after his 60-point final game with the Utah Jazz on the court after the game.
To be drafted and then traded to this organization and to spend 20 years here, I mean, you can't write something better than this. And I'm more proud of the fact that not about the championships, but about the down years, because we didn't run. We played through all that stuff, and we got our championships, and we did it the right way. And all I can do here is just thank you guys. Thank you guys for all the years of support. Thank you guys for all the motivation. Thank you for all the inspiration. And you know, what's funny, the thing that had me cracking up all night long was the fact that I go through 20 years of everybody screaming to pass the ball. And on the last night, they're like, don't pass it. This has been absolutely beautiful, you guys. I can't believe it's come to an end. You guys will always be in my heart. And I sincerely appreciate it. No words can describe how I feel about you guys. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. God, I love you guys. And I love you guys. And my family, my wife Vanessa, our daughters Natalia and Gianna, thank you guys for all your sacrifice. For all the hours I spent in the gym working and training. And Vanessa, you holding down the family the way that you have. I can't, there's no way that I can thank you enough for that. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And what can I say? Mamba out.
Let's end it on that. For those who don't know, we do 2 episodes a week. This is our Wednesday water cooler episode where we talk sports and shoot the shit. And then on Fridays, we do an episode where we kind of talk about whatever we want to talk about. So see all you fuckers Friday.
Peace.